Hello, future educators. Okay, I have a little joke for you. For those of you teaching lower elementary, you're really going to enjoy it. So, there was a little boy who wasn't making the best grades. And one day he surprised his teacher by tapping her on the shoulder. And he said, "You know, I don't want to scare you, but my daddy said if I don't start making better grades, somebody's getting a spanking." He missed it just a little bit. Okay, I am Crystal Robordia Lambert. I graduated from Berwick High School in South Louisiana, and think Swamp People, deep South Louisiana, in 1997. Yay! I spent 10 years working at Cypress Bayou Casino, which is a tribal-based casino on the reservation of the Chitimacha tribe, which is in Sharonton, Louisiana. I was an accounts payable clerk for 3 years and an administrative assistant for 7. In 2011, my husband and I decided that we wanted to change. We had visited his uncle here in Hot Springs, and we decided to take that leap of faith. With that leap, we decided that it would be best for our kids, our family, that at that time I stay home and become a stay-at-home mom. I did that for 6 years. I laugh and tell people I was a stay-at-home mom who did not stay at home. I was very involved in our PTO at school once my daughter got to Lakeside. I enjoy cake decorating, like fun themed cakes, carved cakes, that kind of thing. I do not decorate for out. That stresses me, but I do like decorating for myself. I enjoy reading. I volunteer at my church, and I am a Girl Scout leader. Yay! In 2017, my husband was laid off from his job with Shell Oil. He was there for 10 years, and when the oil economy went down the drain, so did his job. At that time, there was lots of decisions to be made. I went to work at Magic Springs for 1 season. I learned really quick that I did not want to spend the rest of my life in an office. So 2 weeks before the fall semester started in 2017, I enrolled at National Park College. That was the scariest decision of my life. But I did it. I took that leap, and it was chaos for everybody in our family because I was working and going to school, which now I'm just here at school. So that brings us to, why am I in Math for Teachers? Well, I am in the 2+2 program for UCA, looking to get my associates in K-6 education. I went to a workshop at Henderson State University. I went to the last 2, both the spring semester and fall semester of 2018. While there in the spring semester, I was approached about the idea of going into FACS. I didn't even know what FACS was. I had no clue. I figured out really quickly that it's Family and Consumer Sciences, which in my day was home ec, which excited me. Instantly, I knew that this was my calling. To make sure, I went ahead and did an observation in a FACS class, in several FACS classes. And that sealed the deal. That let me know that's exactly where I am meant to be, is teaching life skills to our future leaders. They're going to be amazing, and I'm going to help them get there. So anyway, that's my goal in life, is teaching life skills. The thing that excites me and empowers me with that is the fact that everybody walks into a FACS class on an equal playing field. Just because you know how to do algebra and you are an excellent essay writer does not give you a leg up when it comes to cooking, right? You know, the person that um, excels at sewing might not be the person that makes, the best essays. That would be me. Anyway, so that's my calling in life, is family and consumer sciences. My greatest accomplishment, that comes through the avenue of my kids. I know that sounds hokey, a mom, 2 kids. Of course she's going to say her kids. Well, my greatest accomplishment is exactly what I teach my children. Do not take what you're told as the gospel just because somebody who is supposed to be an authority and supposed to be an expert told you so. My son was born at the top of the growth chart, 8 pounds, 12 ounces, huge baby. People were flipping out. He's so big. By the time he was 4, he was at the very bottom of the growth chart, and they didn't know why. And, oh, he's fine. And we'd say, yeah, I don't think. And my gut told me something's going on. And experts were telling me he's fine. So by the time he was 4, I had convinced his pediatrician to refer us somewhere else. And he referred us to Children's Hospital in Little Rock, where we saw a specialist. But it takes 6 months to get in there. And by the time we had made it to Children's, this mama did lots of research. So all this research you're learning at National Park, it is not in vain. It is not just for these classes. It's an amazing life skill. What I had figured out by doing a lot of research and trying a gluten-free diet, my son was gluten intolerant. And by the time I got to Children's Hospital, I gave them all my, this is before, this is after, what does this mean? And the doctor said, congratulations, Mom, you did the homework, you figured it out. That felt amazing. So my son's gluten intolerant. And then later, a year later, we went back, and my husband and I were like, we're missing something. Like, there's something going on, and we can't put our finger on it, but there's something. Part of that, we teach our children that different changes the world. When people are average, normal, those people don't make drastic changes in the world. Different changes the world. Both of my children are different. What we knew was they learn differently. You don't teach them the same way you teach everybody else, and that is fine. And that actually helps me as a teacher, a future teacher, because I know that every child learns differently. And don't instantly say, this is the way it's always been taught, this is the way they need to learn it. I also know that having my own 2 kids and having a classroom of 30 is a whole different ball game, and it's going to take a lot more effort. With that being said, in 2017, my son was at the age of 9 years old, was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. And what was those people that were experts, what they were amazed was the fact that my son had gotten so far with us without anyone figuring out what was going on. But part of that is we figured out, as a mom, I figured out he learned differently, and that was fine. We just taught him the way he learned. Early on, we knew that he didn't instantly pick things up like other kids. We had to teach him. So, as a teacher, that's helping me, because I know that think of things in a different way and people are going to get it. There's lots of things that's going on in kids' lives that be observant and be willing to teach differently, think outside the box, which is why I love this class. Having taken this class last semester, Math for Teachers 1, what do I expect? I expect to have to broaden my scope of how things are presented. I am excited about this class. I loved Math for Teachers 1. I know I'm going to love Math for Teachers 2. I know from me, there's a requirement of thinking outside the box and learning how to present things in ways that I never even contemplated. I expect to learn from each of you, and of course, Miss Benzie. But what I know for those of you that this is your first time, we learn the most from each other. And that is the way it's supposed to be. And I think that is the biggest takeaway from this class, is that we're learning how to learn from other coworkers, from other teachers, and gain insight that way. So my expectation of this class is actually higher than any other class, because this is the one that I gain the most in thinking outside the box. And I am so excited to learn with you this semester.